Most people don't lose clarity because they are incapable. They lose clarity because life becomes emotionally overwhelming. And that's when decisions start to fall apart. Today, I want to think with you about how to stay clear-minded when life feels out of control through the story of Marcus Aurelius. I'm Lisa Maria. I work with psychology, history, and decision making. Here, we don't look for quick answers. We look for better ways to think. Let's start. Most of us live in constant low-level pressure. Messages, deadlines, expectations, and uncertainty. And over time, this creates something subtle. We become reactive. We answer emails emotionally. We make relationship decisions from anxiety. We think about money from fear. We rush clarity. Not because we want to, but because our nervous system is overloaded. Marcus Aurelius faced something similar, just on a slightly larger scale. Marcus Aurelius was emperor of Rome, not in peaceful times, unfortunately. He ruled during wars, plagues, political betrayal, and economic instability. He lost multiple children. He carried responsibilities for millions of lives. He lived with chronic illness. And yet, he's remembered not primarily as an emperor or conqueror, no, but as a philosopher. At night, after governing an empire, he wrote private notes to himself. Not for publication, not for reputation, just reminders. Those notes later became meditations. What fascinates me is this. Marcus Aurelius didn't about changing the world. He wrote about regulating his own mind. Again and again, he returned to one central idea. You don't control events. You control your interpretation. Which sounds simple, but psychologically, it's profound because it separates stimulus from response. Modern psychology would call this cognitive distancing. Stoics call it inner sovereignty. Marcus would remind himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. But this was an abstract philosophy. He practiced this while making military decisions, while dealing with betrayal, while watching people die. He trained himself to pause, to observe emotions, to choose responses. That's not suppression, that's regulation. And that's where clarity begins. This is where psychology meets strategy. Your brain is constantly scanning for threat. When uncertainty rises, your nervous system pushes you toward urgencies, simplification, emotional shortcuts. This is why people send messages they regret, make impulsive financial choices, stay in unhealthy relationships, avoid necessary conversations. Not because they lack intelligence, because clarity collapses under emotional load. Marcus understood something most of us learn very, very late. Clarity is not about solving problems first. It's about stabilizing the inner environment before engaging with the problem. He would ask himself, is this within my control? If yes, act calmly. If no, release it. This is remarkably similar to modern cognitive behavior frameworks. But Marcus lived it daily. He treated emotion regulation as a leadership. And that's the key shift. Clarity is not passive, it's an active practice. So what does this look like today? That's the question. It looks like pausing before reacting, sleeping on big decisions, separating facts from interpretations, noticing when anxiety is driving urgency. A simple reflection you can try: ask yourself, what part of this is actually within my influence? Then, what response would I choose if I felt calm? That space between stimulus and response, that's where better relationship starts. That's where smarter money decisions happen. That's where self-respect lives. Not in perfection, in awareness. I think Marcus Aurelius teaches us something essential. Clarity isn't about controlling life. It's about controlling how you read life. So the real question becomes, where in your life are you reacting when you could be responding? Think about that. If this way of thinking resonates, you're welcome to stay with me. Here we learn from history to think more clearly in the present. I see you next time. If you liked it, don't forget to just subscribe, and I hope I see you more often on my channel. Thank you, and bye-bye.